Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com. Today we're going to make a lemon tart. This recipe has been on the site for years, and I've made it more times than I can count, and it is always a hit. There's something about the combination of shortbread crust with a lemon filling and whipped cream that people really like, and it's just delicious. The lemon filling is a little different than most recipes in that it has cream cheese in it, which makes it nice and thick and creamy and with almost like a cheesecake-like flavor to it. So we're going to start with the shortbread crust, which does need to be pre-baked, and I've already done that here. There is a video on the site that shows you how to make the crust. So while we let that cool, we'll start with the lemon filling, which, like the shortbread, is made in the food processor, which makes quick work of it. And the first thing we need to do is take 5 ounces, which is about 2/3 of a cup, 140 grams of cream cheese, and have that at room temperature. And then I'm just going to process this until it's nice and creamy and smooth. Okay, quick enough. Scrape that down a bit. We want it nice and smooth so that the other ingredients will blend into it, because we want this filling to be nice and smooth. So next I'm going to add a 1/2 cup, which is about 100 grams of granulated white sugar. And then I'm just going to process that again until it's all blended into the cream cheese. Okay. And next, 2 large eggs, and have those at room temperature. Just add those in. And sometimes it gets stuck on the sides there, so I'll scrape it down. And the final thing is a 1/2 cup, that's about 120 milliliters of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And I've strained this to remove all the seeds. This gives it a lovely lemon flavor. And then also we're going to add 1 tablespoon of grated lemon zest, and that really brings out the lemon flavor. Now you want to make sure, I use like one of these microplane graters, which are really nice. But you want to make sure when you're taking the zest off, you only get the yellow. You don't want to get into the white part of the lemon, because that's kind of bitter. So just keep that in mind when you're scraping that off. So then I'm just going to process this until everything's mixed in. And that's it, we're done. It's pretty easy. Now when you're pouring the filling, just have your finger on the bottom there to hold the blade, because you don't want the blade to fall into your onto your tart shell and bust it. Okay, and that's it. Now as you can see, I've put the tart pan on another baking sheet just to make it easy to transport it to the oven. Plus, if it kind of spills over, it won't get into the on your oven floor and burn. So we're just going to put this in a 350-degree oven, which is about 180 degrees Celsius, for about 25 to 30 minutes, just until it's set. So the filling is now done. You can tell it's set by just giving the pan a little shake, and if it doesn't move, you know it's done. So we're going to put a whipped cream topping on this, but of course we can't put it on right now because the tart is too hot and it would just melt the cream, which we don't want. So we're going to let this cool to room temperature and then cover it and put it in the fridge for like an hour or two, and then I'll show you how to put the whipped cream topping on top. Okay, our lemon tart has now cooled, so we'll make the whipped cream topping. You will need 1 cup, that's 240 milliliters of heavy whipping cream, or maybe you know that as double cream, which is cream with the 35 to 40, about 40% butterfat content. Now, if you have a stand mixer like this, we will need the whisk attachment. And to make the cream whip up to its full volume, I like to put the bowl and the whisk in the freezer for about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to put that along with just a couple tablespoons of confectioner's sugar, or maybe you know it as powdered or icing sugar. And I'm just going to beat this on high speed until we get stiff peaks. Okay. So this is what we're looking for, nice and stiff. So there's a couple ways you could decorate the top. If it's just for the family, just for casual, you could just take the cream and just pile it on top of the tart. But what I'm going to show you here is how to pipe stars. So what you'll need is a pastry bag. I'm going to fit it with a star tip, 1M, if you're using the Wilton. And just put that inside your bag and tighten that down, and then just fold back the pastry bag. You could put it in a glass to help make it easier. And then just put it all in. If you don't have one like this type of bag, you can also buy disposable plastic piping bags, which is nice. Makes cleanup a little easier. So once you get it in there, just unfold that. And then just take your hand. You want to squeeze all the whipping cream down to the bottom of the bag. And then you want to make sure all the air is out. So there we go. And twist. And there we go. And then I like to pipe around the outside and then just keep going into the center. And I want the bag straight up and down. And then with even pressure, pipe a star and then pull up. So do the star and then stop with the pressure on your bag and then go straight up. This takes a little practice, so don't worry about it if you don't get it right the first time you try piping. What you could do is, if this is your first time and it doesn't look perfect, you just kind of scrape that off, put it back in the bag, and start again. And then just work your way. And then I like to leave the center bare, so if you were looking at it, you know that it's a lemon tart. So what I like to do is just put this back in the refrigerator to chill for a few hours so the cream firms up, which makes it easier to slice. So you can make this early in the day, and then when your guests come over, it's all ready. You can just pull it out of the refrigerator. And this, now if you were going to serve this the same day, you will find that the shortbread crust is quite crisp and the lemon filling is really tart. But if you let this sit overnight, the shortbread crust softens, as does the flavors of the lemon filling. So either way is really good. And you can cover and store this for a few days in the refrigerator. So until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.